Blog Talk Radio.
That willingness to break bad habits. They have a lot of excuses and they talk like victims, said Carlos Santana. Every journey is made up of small steps. And when it comes to setting goals for your success, it's the daily choices you make, the relationships you invest in, and the thoughts and habits you entertain that determine whether you'll reach your destination or end up lost. Understanding how to set goals and reaching those goals, it's an art, but it's also a mindset and it's a way of thinking, and it usually ties into who you see yourself as an individual, because if you lack self-esteem, it's easy to look at ways and say, I can't succeed, I can't set goals. So what we want to do is talk to you about some things that you can do that can help you achieve your goals in life. So are you mindful of where your daily small steps are taking you? Here are several common yet empowering habits that successful people give up to make sure they're moving in the right direction. A short-term mindset. What you want and what you need aren't always the same. Be willing to delay short-term gratification for long-term greatness, said Mandy Hale. Successful people avoid the trap of instant gratification by staying committed to their long-term goals. Don't throw away your hard work for a temporary fix, but rather make sure your daily habits reflect the lifestyle that you want to achieve. Always remember this, that whatever your goals are, you take those goals and you break them down into smaller daily activities. This way, you have success along the way. Multitasking. We are the generation capable of doing many things at once without enjoying any of them, said Dinesh Kumar Biran. On the surface, multitasking appears to enhance your efficiency and save you time, yet countless studies show that this habit has an adverse effect on several quality of work, your stress levels, and even damages your brain. Successful people know this and give their full attention to every task and conversation. I think that with the technology age, multitasking has become a habit, and it's easy to break a habit because a habit takes 21 days to form, and the best way to break a habit is to do one of several things: to concentrate and make yourself aware of how you want to change your behavior, and in doing so, practice it till it becomes so innate in you that you have changed them. Unhealthy habits. Plain and simple. If you want to be successful, your starting point is your health. And while there are many things you can do to maintain it, the fundamentals are still the same. Nourishing food, exercise, good sleep. Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live, said Jen Rohn. Always remember this. We love sweets mainly because They satisfy a deep down need that somewhere's in our brain that we've convinced ourselves that we need. But always be aware that the nutrients that you need to take in are the seven food breakdowns. And always remember that eating healthy helps to keep you awake and alert. People pleasing. Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind, said Dr. Seuss. It's human nature to crave validation, but when we focus too much on pleasing others, we often end up betraying our true selves. Successful people don't waste their time and energy trying to justify themselves. They understand that having opponents sometimes comes with the territory when you're achieving great things in life. Always remember this: setting goals and working on those goals and having an inner peace about yourself always helps you to achieve whatever it is that you believe that you have the ability to choose to do and to take care of. It's human nature. And always remember that we always need other people's approval. And we always need someone that's going to pat us on the back and encourage us. This is just part of human nature. And why is this so important to us? For one simple reason about goal setting and how to achieve those goals. That even successful people know that always having and managing your time is very effective. And how do you manage your time? This is why people usually keep schedules and have day timers, because they understand that by scheduling their time, they get more done in a day than by haphazardly doing something without having an idea of what it is that your plans are. For instance, one of the things that I do is I tend to get up early. Why? Because I like to eat before I go out to exercise. And I like to do a little bit of relaxation while I'm doing it. And then some of the things that I do is I like to read up on the news. So this becomes a part of my morning, but I also am aware that I have to be through and ready for them to pick me up by 6:30, a quarter to 7, so that I can get where I need to be at 7 o'clock or by 7:30. Then I also have to be aware that I have a 9 o'clock pickup, but that doesn't mean they're going to be there at 9 o'clock to take me home. So what I have to do is kind of be flexible, but always be aware that when I get home, what my schedule is and how I'm going to adhere to that so that I can achieve and finish up all my activities that I want to do by the end of the day. Next thing to think about is procrastination. And this is something that really affects your time. That's why whenever people talk about time management, they will often say, do the things that you don't really enjoy doing first, because that way, once you get to the things that you really enjoy doing, then guess what? Those are the things that you will spend most of your time on. So, always remember, things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle, said Abraham Lincoln. People with procrastination habit tend to ignore one of the fundamental rules of life. We all have limited time on this planet, And very few of us know exactly how much time we have left. Successful people make the most of every moment by drawing on a variety of habits, tools, and thought patterns that keep them in a state of perpetual growth and productivity. See, always remember your goal is to be successful. Your goal is to have a plan. If you're in business, what do? You have a business plan. And what is that business plan? That's your outline. That's the mission of your company. That tells you what you need to do to achieve that success. But what if you want to achieve success within your personal life? What is it that you should do to achieve all the goals that you want in life? What are your personal goals? Do you want to have a family? For some people, that's very important. They want to procreate. But yet, there are others that they don't really care whether they have children. They just want a spouse, they want a companion. The matter is to realize what's important to you and to set your goals accordingly. Social media and entertainment addiction. How much time do you spend checking Facebook, surfing the web, or skimming through television channels? And how much of your life could be different if you spent more of that time actively learning and creating rather than passively consuming? If you love life, don't waste time, for time is what life is made up of, said Bruce Lee. Always remember, this is something that I think people, especially people who have no sense of time or value on their time, don't realize, is that time is money. And if you value your money and you waste time, always remember, you're wasting your money. Social media has become a great platform for marketing, but some people don't understand and misuse it, or they lack the opportunity to socialize, so they spend more time on social media, especially on Facebook, because they're looking for the interaction that they get there. And it means different things to different people. What you accept, what you want, always remember, it's up to you to choose to make the opportunity of what your choices are matter. Resistance to change. Do you want to grow and evolve or stay the same? If you choose the first option, then the answer is simple. Change. Successful people know that change is the only thing that is constant in life, so they adapt to this force and use it to their advantage by learning from the process rather than resisting it. So next time you feel fear, doubt, lack of time, or any other kind of resistance, stay true to your purpose and remember that nothing changes if nothing changes. Always remember, you have the choice to make. It's up to you on how you choose to live your life in your lifetime. That it's up to you to make the choices of which way you want to go and how you will achieve your goals. Always remember that goal setting is an art, and it's always something that we need to be conscious of. So, what we want to talk now is maybe about some of the 7 steps to set and achieve your goals, because we've been talking about the things that can affect you and how you need to change and how to improve on goal setting. So now we need to talk about some things that can help you with actually achieving your goals. So, the 7 little known but powerful tips that until I found these tips, I was struggling with my goals. No matter how hard I tried, I wasn't making significant progress. Hopefully, you will find some of these tips valuable and get some hints on how to achieve your goals. Everyone wants to fulfill their dreams, and goal setting looks like a pretty intuitive thing. But there are two main things going on. First, it's a game of psychology. You just need to know how your brain plays tricks on you. Second, there are strategy and techniques that will help you. Most people abandon their goals because they mess up the psychology and they don't know the effective strategies and techniques. So achieving a goal becomes hard. And what we do with stuff that's hard, we abandon it. Actually, I like to say that. Achieving a goal is simple, but it's not easy. So what we want to do now is go through a few of the things that can help you with achieving your goals as a way of one of the things that we talk about or that we think about is what's the legacy that we're going to leave our children or that we're going to leave behind. I mean, just look at Trump. What kind of legacy is he leaving his children or this country by doing and saying it? I mean, already we've seen other countries who were aligned with the United States and relied on them as being an ally, now turning on them and realizing that it's all fleeting. So here's some things to see and to take into account. Be grateful for your progress so far. Always remember that this is why we talk about breaking things down into daily activities so that as you succeed with one, you're feeling success along the way. Few people know that this is the keystone habit to achieving goals. This is simple but crucial, and that's why it's number one. This may seem familiar to you. I would set a goal and plan some action. Then I would not do the action for some reason. Then I felt guilty because I didn't do what I wanted to do. The causes were negative emotions. Subconsciously and even on a conscious level, I would lose confidence that I would achieve the goal I set, no matter what the goal is. This is the basis for procrastination and lack of progress. We just don't have the confidence that we can make it. Who wants to feel bad all the time? Nobody. That's why we just throw out the list with goals. It may lead you to negative emotions. If you set fewer goals, you will achieve more in the long term. This is another mistake that may stop you. If you focus on fewer goals, you will achieve much more. If you like 20 goals, you will dilute your energy between all goals and achieve none of them. Ideally, you will have a maximum 3 goals per quarter. Theoretically, 1 is best, but in practice, you often have to wait for something to happen. And if you have no next action for a specific goal, you can choose an action for another goal. Here's also something to think about, that when you set goals, always remember this, that if you look at the end goal without breaking it down into smaller achievable goals, you'll always feel overwhelmed. This is why it's often suggested that you understand. And yes, always work on one goal at a time, but always remember that you need another goal when you reach your first goal because all of these things all work together. Do you stand to gain more clarity on how to achieve your goals? There is much more. You don't need a detailed plan. You only need to know the next actionable step. I've done this mistake for too long now, but finally I got it. I used to even create huge Gantt charts in Microsoft Project to plan my projects. It would look like a mess with hundreds of lines on a chart. That was a total failure. I listed every step, every task that I have to do to achieve the goal. It was exhausting and cost me so much energy that I abandoned my goal at the planning stage. Things are much simpler now. I don't need to know the whole picture, the whole plan. The next action is so simple and so powerful. I first learned about it from David Allen, author of the book Getting Things Done, which I highly recommend. This is a key technique if you want to learn how to achieve your goals. I had the pleasure of meeting David at a seminar. I asked myself, what is the next action that I can perform to advance the goal? I may come up with 2 to 3 steps, but I need only one. I write it down. I do this for each goal. At the end, I will have one actionable step for each goal. Planning the whole goal takes 2 to 3 hours. Figuring the next step takes about 5 minutes, 10 minutes if you are stuck. Also remember this. The reason that we set goals is that to have everything organized within our mind on how to do things. And the idea is if you have 2 or 3 ways to do a goal, that if you know or try one way and it doesn't work, don't look at it as a failure. Just look at it as a learning tool and try the next one because one of them will work. Always remember it's that there's always a learning curve in achieving anything that you do that is new to you. If you find a goal, buddy, you will increase your success by 10 times and learn how to achieve your goals. This is so powerful. If you have an accountability partner, which we call a goal buddy, your progress will skyrocket. Always remember this. Your goal buddy can also be your mentor, your partner, someone that has your interest at heart and truly believes in you. Your partner will hold you accountable for your progress. No more procrastination in front of the TV when you started that you will go 3 times per week to the gym. Would you like to break your agreement and look like a person who cannot be counted on in front of somebody whose opinion matters to you? Of course not. When things get tough, when the daily madness starts to take over, when an event happens and you just stop progress with your goals, then your goal buddy comes and saves the day. This is what a mentor or a coach is about, that what they do is hold you accountable, that when you say you will follow a plan, that you do actually follow that plan. You absolutely need to review your goals once per week. Let's combine 2 powerful concepts with a third one. You have the goal buddy and you want to have one actionable task each week. So why not do a weekly review call with your buddy? You can call your buddy And it usually works best to say call on a Sunday evening, just when you're getting ready to plan your next week. During the call, you can take turns and everybody tells the other one what was completed during the current week and what the next actions for the next week are. If the goal buddy will always ask you questions that provoke a lot of insights on how to achieve your goals. Make at most of your time with your goal buddy who won't advise you, but he will just ask questions that will come up with the answers. I think this is always something that we don't always think about. Revise, delete, and change every quarter. In 3 months' time, you will know more about your goals than you do right now. And when you have more experience and information, you might want to change things around. That's why it's useful to sit down each quarter and take time, like 2 to 3 hours, and think deeply about your goals and the questions that you like. This is often something that we don't always think about, is the things that are important, that what successful people do to reach their goals is they always have an action plan. They always know what their mission in life is. And this takes time to sit down and actually work on, to plan, to think about what it is that you have and how you can be successful and learn about goals. I think it's often something that we don't always think about, is the importance of having goals in our life, that they give us a purpose, that they have a way of helping us to reach those goals. And what I want to do is maybe review some of the things that we talked about before we leave. So always don't have a short-term mindset, because if you do, then what's going to happen is you will not allow yourself to believe in yourself, and try to get out of the habit of multitasking. What is multitasking? Multitasking is having your brain splintered in 10 different directions about the same time that you should be planning and working on your goals and focusing on what it is that will help you get to your goals. And always remember, having good, healthy habits like eating nutritional food or exercising for your body. And it's often referred to as the mind, body, and spirit. And I would like to remind you that you can go to my website, and that website is the #1 personalcareercoach.com. And one of the things that I have is a course on how to set goals and how to plan your goals and how to put together a mission for yourself that can help you build financial success for yourself.